Are you dreaming of the perfect cruise vacation? Sunshine, ocean breeze, endless buffets, and total relaxation? Well, hold that thought. Because while cruising can be an incredible experience, there's a side of life at sea that nobody talks about. The little annoyances that can turn your dream trip into a floating frustration. Today, we're diving into the top cruise pet peeves, the most common passenger complaints, bad habits, and onboard irritations you're almost guaranteed to encounter. And trust me, knowing them before you board can save you from losing your sanity once you're at sea. Let's get into it. Number 1, chair hogs. If you've ever walked up to the pool deck excited for a lazy morning in the sun, only to find every single lounger claimed with a towel, hours before anyone's actually sitting in them, congratulations, you've met the chair hogs. This is one of the most universal cruise complaints. Passengers wake up at the crack of dawn, toss a flip-flop or a paperback on a chair, and disappear for breakfast, leaving everyone else searching for a seat. Most cruise lines technically have policies against reserving loungers for more than 30 minutes, but they're rarely enforced. And calling staff over to deal with it often doesn't help. Pro tip, if you want a prime poolside spot, get there early, but don't be that person who saves 5 loungers and vanishes for half the day. Number 2, loud hallway behavior. It's not a hotel, it's a ship. Here's another classic annoyance: people who forget they're sharing walls with hundreds of other passengers. Cruise ship hallways can echo like a cathedral, and you'll often hear everything, from kids racing down corridors to late-night partygoers laughing and shouting outside stateroom doors. Even slamming cabin doors at 2 a.m. is a common complaint. The worst offenders? Large groups walking together, talking at full volume at midnight, or parents letting kids treat the hallway like a playground. Remember, ship cabins are smaller and less insulated than hotel rooms, so a little consideration goes a long way. Number 3, buffet etiquette. Ah, the cruise buffet, a glorious temple of endless food and endless frustration. Pet peeves here are legendary. People cutting the line, guests picking up food with their hands, children touching every dessert before choosing one, and the infamous mountain plate, when someone piles enough food for 6 people and then leaves half of it behind. During peak times, the buffet can feel more like a chaotic food fight than a relaxing meal. Tip: go during off hours, find a smaller station, often tucked in the corners, and please use tongs. Number 4, latecomers to excursions and shows. Cruises run on tight schedules, and nothing tests your patience like a group of people who think the world revolves around their timeline. You'll see it everywhere. Shore excursions delayed because 2 people overslept. Theater shows interrupted by late arrivals stumbling over people in the dark. Even tender boats waiting an extra 20 minutes for someone who decided to grab one last drink. It's inconsiderate, it delays the fun for everyone else, and yes, sometimes the ship will leave without you if you're late getting back from port. Always set an alarm and double-check times. Number 5, unsupervised kids running wild. Cruises are family-friendly, but not every parent gets the memo about supervision. It's not unusual to see kids sprinting through hallways, pressing every elevator button, or cannonballing into the pool without warning. Some even treat hot tubs like playgrounds, which isn't just annoying, it's unsafe. Most ships have great kids clubs and family activities. If parents use them, or simply keep an eye out, everyone on board enjoys a smoother, calmer experience. Number 6, elevator etiquette nightmares. If you've ever taken an elevator on a cruise ship, you already know this is where courtesy goes to die. Some passengers treat elevators like a personal limo, holding doors open for minutes while their entire group slowly trickles in, pressing every button just in case, or barging in before people have even stepped out. Then there are the one-deck riders, people who use the elevator to go one floor even when it's faster to walk. Sure, some folks have mobility issues, and that's completely valid, but when the ship is packed and elevators are in high demand, it's polite to save them for those who truly need them. Pro tip: always let people exit before you enter. Stand to the side if you're waiting, and if you're able-bodied and only going 1 or 2 decks, take the stairs. It's faster and frees up space. Number 7, rule breakers. One of the biggest frustrations for both passengers and crew comes from people who decide that rules simply don't apply to them. You'll see it in many forms: ignoring dress codes on formal nights, sneaking drinks or outside alcohol on board despite clear policies, smoking in non-smoking areas, a major safety hazard, jumping into adults-only pools with kids, or reserving entire tables in public lounges. Most of these rules exist for safety, hygiene, or the comfort of everyone on board. Breaking them doesn't just ruin the vibe, it can lead to fines, warnings, or even getting kicked off the ship. Being on vacation doesn't mean common sense stays at home. A little courtesy makes the cruise better for everyone. Number 8. Overly loud passengers. Cruise ships are social places, and part of the fun is meeting new people. But some passengers take social to an entirely different level. Whether it's shouting across a dining room, blasting music on their balcony, or having a full-volume FaceTime call in the adults-only solarium, these people forget that shared spaces are shared. Even public hot tubs and lounges can be ruined by one loud group that drowns out everyone else's conversation. And if your cabin is near a noisy neighbor, good luck sleeping through their 1 a.m. karaoke session. Tip: be aware of your surroundings. Voices carry much farther on a ship than you might realize, especially in hallways, balconies, and pool decks. Number 9. Chair savers. In theaters and lounges. We talked about pool chair hogs earlier, but the same thing happens at shows, comedy clubs, and lounges, and it's just as annoying. It usually goes like this. The theater opens 30 minutes before showtime, and one person rushes in to claim an entire row by scattering jackets, purses, or hats across the seats. Sometimes those friends never show up, and other guests are left standing or searching for space. Most cruise lines technically forbid saving seats, but again, enforcement is inconsistent. The polite move? If you're saving a spot, limit it to 1 or 2 seats and don't try to claim them 45 minutes before the show starts. Number 10. Elevator and stairwell blockers. This might sound small, but ask any seasoned cruiser. This one drives people crazy. You're trying to exit the elevator or walk through a stairwell, but there's a group just standing there, chatting, checking their phones, comparing excursion tickets, completely oblivious that they're blocking the entire flow of traffic. The same goes for people who stop suddenly in narrow hallways or stand right in front of buffet stations deciding what to eat, while a line forms behind them. Ships are busy, crowded environments. A little spatial awareness keeps things moving smoothly and prevents a lot of frustration. Number 11. Poor hygiene and illness. Cruise ships are essentially floating cities, thousands of people sharing the same air, surfaces, and buffet utensils. That's why hygiene matters more here than almost anywhere else. Unfortunately, not everyone seems to get the memo. One of the biggest passenger complaints is people not washing their hands before meals or after the bathroom, coughing into open air, or sneezing on shared surfaces. It's not just gross, it's dangerous. Cruises have had issues with norovirus and other contagious bugs in the past, and poor hygiene is one of the fastest ways these illnesses spread. Most ships now have hand sanitizing stations everywhere and encourage hand washing before meals, but it only works if people use them. So if you're cruising, do everyone a favor. Wash your hands often, cover your mouth when you cough, and stay in your cabin if you're sick. Nobody wants to catch your vacation souvenir. Number 12. Tipping drama. This one sparks debates on every single cruise forum: gratuities. Many cruise lines now add daily gratuities automatically to your onboard account, usually around $14 to $18 per person per day, which gets split among housekeeping, dining, and behind-the-scenes crew. But here's where the pet peeve comes in. Some passengers try to remove those charges entirely or complain loudly about tipping policies, forgetting that many crew members rely heavily on those tips as part of their income. It's okay to question where your money goes, but remember, these workers often put in 10 to 12-hour days, 7 days a week, far from home. Being stingy or rude about gratuities is not just disrespectful, it's one of the fastest ways to irritate fellow cruisers and staff alike. Pro tip: if you want to reward excellent service, you can always tip extra in cash. And if you truly feel service was lacking, speak to guest services politely instead of making a scene. Number 13. Pier Runners, the last-minute dash. It's a spectator sport on almost every voyage. Passengers who lose track of time in port and end up sprinting down the pier as the ship is preparing to sail away. While it might look funny from the deck, pier running isn't just embarrassing. It can delay departure or even result in someone being left behind if the captain decides it's too late to wait. Some people even wave and yell at the crew to hold the ship, which, spoiler alert, is not how maritime schedules work. Always double-check the all-aboard time before leaving the ship and plan to return at least 30 to 45 minutes early. Pier running might make for a viral video, but it's not the kind of vacation memory you want. Number 14. Complaining about everything. There's always at least one passenger on every sailing who seems determined to find fault with everything. The buffet isn't fancy enough. The weather is too windy. The captain took the wrong route. Their drink took 5 minutes instead of 3. Constant negativity doesn't just ruin their vacation. It drags down the mood of everyone around them. Of course, it's fine to speak up about legitimate issues, but nitpicking every minor detail can quickly turn you into that person everyone avoids. Remember, a cruise is what you make of it. If you focus on the positives, the views, the experiences, the people, you'll have a much better time. Number 15. Ignoring crew instructions. And finally, the number one pet peeve that crew members themselves mention over and over: passengers who ignore instructions. This can happen during safety drills, tender operations, or even simple things like disembarking. Some guests wander off in the wrong direction, block exits, or argue with staff over basic procedures, all because they think they know better. Here's the truth: cruise staff aren't trying to ruin your fun. Their instructions are there to keep everyone safe and make operations run smoothly. When passengers don't listen, things slow down, mistakes happen, and in some cases, safety is compromised. So, when the crew says to do something, just do it. It makes life easier for everyone on board. Conclusion: don't be that passenger. Cruising is one of the best ways to travel. You unpack once, visit multiple destinations, and enjoy world-class food, entertainment, and scenery all in one trip. But like any shared experience, it works best when everyone practices a little patience, courtesy, and awareness. Most of these pet peeves boil down to one thing: consideration. Being on vacation doesn't mean forgetting about the people around you. If we all follow the basic golden rule, treat others how you'd like to be treated, you'll not only avoid annoying your fellow passengers, you'll make the cruise better for everyone, including yourself. Thanks for watching. Which of these cruise pet peeves drives you the most crazy? Or did I miss one that always annoys you on a cruise? Share your stories in the comments below. I love hearing from fellow travelers. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, secrets, and advice to make your cruises smoother and more enjoyable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update from Cruise Aura. Here's to calm seas, happy sails, and stress-free vacations. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on board with Cruise Aura.